Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Amy, I can't thank you enough for that song. That was such a bridge song. Last week, Bob talked about connection. We're going to talk about today a lot of what you had in there. And I love the way it all comes together between Joanne's story and your song. Thank you, sweetie. It was wonderful.
My pleasure.
As you all know, last week we did a healing service. And what it did for us as we talked about it during the week, how much we liked it, how it brought us all together, how it really showed our identity as a church, what we do, what we believe in, the self-healing, the helping each other, and all of those things, that we decided we're going to do it the third Sunday of every month. So we're going to do another one today, and I'll talk about that down the road a little bit. But first, for me, I learned a lot of things through stories, through what I've seen with other things. They help give me the words, they help put it together, help make me understand it. So I want to share a couple documentaries that I saw and a couple other stories to help give a picture for what we're going to try to do as a church and as we evolve and where we want to go as healers and caring beings and to be the best that we can be. So the first story is, I remember reading about indigos when indigos first came out and they started talking about them a lot. And the picture that gave me the total picture of what an indigo in action was about a little preschool. And these children were all in there doing their various things in school. And they knew before somebody needed help that they needed help, and they'd be there to help them. And it wasn't that they had to be told or awoken. They were so awake and aware to what was going on around them on all the different levels that it didn't take just words. You need to come over and help, and you're the one that has to help next. It was a dance that they all did where they knew what the group was. It was a group consciousness together, working and evolving and taking care of each other. And this concept of no one left behind, that we're all going to do it together at the speed of the slowest one, that everybody's going to be part of it. Then years ago I heard another story, and I don't even know who to attribute this one to, it's been so long. But it was about the guy going up to heaven, and he gets there at the top of the hill, and there's St. Peter, and he says, oh God, I did great, I got here first and I rushed, and this is all I ever focused on, and blah, 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 all the good things he'd done, and why he deserved to go straight in. And when he stopped speaking, St. Peter goes, well, I'm sorry, but you can't come in. And of course, he's upset, and hysterical, and why? And he said, first turn around and tell me what you see. Look down the mountain, and what do you see? And he started, well, I saw that one, and they were in my way, so I went around them, and that one, and did this, and everything that he had done. He said, it's not about getting here. It's about the journey and who we help on the way. Again, this group consciousness, where the West has gone so much about my personal space and my identity and what I'm entitled to, that we've gotten too far over on the spectrum to remember that it's about all of us, that we all are one, we're all the same, we're mirrors to each other, no one's better than anyone else. So I was on Netflix a week ago, and I saw a couple of documentaries that brought me to my knees. The first one, talking about the inside and building the bridge things, was a group of motorcyclists went on a trip with their guru, and their goal was to make this trip as one. And they were going over the highest pass that you could take a motor across in the Himalayas, and this place is something like 17,000 feet high. Wow. And they were going to do it as a group, and they were going in as the roads were being plowed and following the snowplow across to get there. So they had all kinds of things happen, whether it was an accident or whether it was feet or blisters, but they were all together. It wasn't like you go to the hospital and get better and we're taking off and maybe you can catch up with us, or maybe you're out. It was that everybody was going together, and they were taking these challenges together and climbing and meeting them together. It was called the highest pass, and the guru says the highest pass is within yourself. Again, your bridge and the connection, Bob's connection. It's within us. Our connection to source, whatever words you want to use, is internal. It's within us. And it allows us to be able to have this omni-love, this group consciousness, this group love that brings us all together and makes it worthwhile. It might be boring if everybody was here just for me, although I'd like it, I'm sure. But there's got to be more than that. There has to be this giving and sharing. We're a tribal society. It takes all of us, but it takes us being aware and helping and giving and getting out of the mindset of the ego, getting out of the mindset of the individual, that that's the only one that counts. Getting to where there's enough love, enough everything for everyone. The next one, really, I was sobbing watching this next one. It was called Higher Ground. And it was about a group of Iraq war veterans who'd come back to the States, both men and women. Everyone had something going on with them. They had severe PTSD. One from one of the road bombs was blind. One had lost a leg. They had all of these handicaps going in this. They go up to get ready for it, and the first thing they're told is, it's not a race. It's all of us coming together and getting there. And as it goes through, they interview different ones individually. And one thing that they all kept saying was that when we were in the service and we were in our unit, it was a family. It was together. We took care of each other. We had each other's backs. We had all of this cohesiveness where we felt loved and taken care of. When we got out of the service and came back home, we couldn't find that again. Mm-hmm. And it shows you in that microcosm how disconnected we are as a society. How much we're so focused on ourselves and our lives and our pain and what's going on with us that generally we don't have room for others. Their goal was to get everyone that could make it to the top of another Himalayan peak. They were all going to climb it, including the one with one leg and the one that was blind. They were not, and this was again very important, leaving no one behind. We don't leave our comrades in arms behind, and we're not going to leave anybody behind here. We have to get out of the mindset of the race, the mindset of being first, the mindset of winning. Getting to the head of the line doesn't make us a winner. A winner is, who do we help? Who do we share with? Who do we give to? I still remember, and I'll remember till I pass, the year I had nothing and people were bringing me food and bringing me wood and helping. Everybody was sharing. That meant more to me than probably any of the gifts I've ever received over my lifetime. There are things that matter. Looking into someone's eyes with love, opening your heart and sharing, knowing and trusting from your connection with Source that there will be enough for everyone. Remember when they talked about the oil in the Bible? It kept coming and it kept coming because they believed. We want to bring those kind of connections, that kind of love, that kind of belief here among us. And we want to do it through another healing ceremony, which we're going to do in a few minutes. This, when we think about healing, it's not just physical health. Healing can be anything. It can be a healing of anger, a healing of financial circumstances. Healing is when we're realigning some flow in our life that isn't working, whatever that is. And we want to come together as a family, as a spiritual community, as a group consciousness to focus on doing this in a loving way where we see the truth for everybody, where we see the potential and we're connecting to that potential and getting on track for it. It's like you can go to Chicago. How many different ways can you get there? I mean, I'd probably lose count of the different connections. But there's one way that's going to work for me. One way that's going to work best for my environment, my commitments, my responsibilities, what I'm trying to serve, what I'm trying to do. There is one way that's better for me than the other ways. That's what we want to help everybody find. It gets old taking the hard way all the time. Sometimes it gets old taking the repeat way, which I've done over and over and over. We want to help each other really find out what it is, the clarity. What do I really want? Do I want to be alone and what I think is a winner? Or would I rather be down there with that group around the table, laughing and joking and having fun? You find what you really want, what's really important. Not what mom and dad wanted you to do, what the grandparents wanted you to do, what the boss wanted you to do, what the kids think you should be doing. How many of us really know us enough to know what do we really want to do? How many times have you heard somebody say, find your passion and follow it, find your bliss and follow it? Sounds real good, but how many people have really done that? Really know what all the pain, all the problems, all the issues we've had over our lifetimes, what that was for. What did that make me into? That's what we are today. We're the future of all of that. Whatever we are today, that's it. What are we going to do with it? What we're going to do with it as a church consciousness is build a consciousness together that supports each and every one of us into finding the potential that we want, living the life we want, getting to know each other, and having a moment in time where we can experience this omni-love that has no judgment. When somebody says unconditional love to me, that means somewhere down the road there's been a condition. I want to go past that. I want to go past where there's a polarity of it. I want to go into this divine space where we can all rest and be and allow ourselves to hear the future, to hear what it is we really are and what we really want, and to change it. I've always thought it was so sad that they have to say a random act of kindness. For God's sakes. You have to remind somebody to be kind? There's something wrong with that. Kindness should be internal with us. That should be as automatic as breathing. Being kind and sharing, picking up trash, holding a door open for somebody, helping somebody with a package. When somebody says, can you do me a favor, not immediately going to, okay, what excuse can I use to not do it? Instead of, how can I make it happen to help? So we learned to put our hands out with them open, both giving and receiving, and to quit clenching them up and breaking the flow. So what we're going to do today, and we're going to start to do this every month, is a healing service that supports all of us no matter what we want to heal. You saw it last week. It's going to be similar to that, just a little bit different. We'll have the prayer circle, and anyone that wants to be part of the prayer circle is invited to be a part. You don't have to worry about when it's your turn, because it'll start, it goes to the left, and when the one before you is finished, they squeeze your hand, so you know it's okay to start. And you say whatever words you want. If it's nothing more than, I agree with everything being said here, thank you. It can be something that simple. The point is to hear where your calling is and to be a part of it for each and every one of us. I've never taught a class, done a healing, done a reading, done anything that I didn't get something back out of it. There's a give and a take. As one heals, we all heal. And we're going to accept this healing for everybody in here, no matter what it is you want. The people that want a healing will come into the center. If you can't stand, like Joanne, we're going to put a chair up here. You can sit and go through it. But be a part of it. And this is for anything. It can be for, we're going to worry about blockages. What's blocking your flow? Let's let those go. Come up if you're not getting the manifestations if you want. You don't have the job you want yet. The money's not there. You need better flow with that. If it's a relationship, whatever it is, whatever a blockage is, let's heal that. Healing isn't just about health. It's about getting us aligned with God. Last week, Bob talked about cleaning your connection. That's what healing is. It's cleaning your connection, meeting your challenges, finding your purpose, and being the best you can be all the way through it. So if you want to stay in the audience, what we're asking for the audience to do, or those left, is to hold the consciousness. As you come into the circle for the healing, you're going to hold your own intention in your head for whatever that's going to be. You're going to energetically outpicture that, and that's what you want a manifestation for, no matter what it is in your words. And the people that are holding the consciousness are going to align themselves with love. Feel the love. Feel the heart opening and the love flowing out. You can do it with your hands to send love. You can do it with your eyes. You can just immerse yourself in it. But we're doing this on a foundation of omni-love, where what everybody wants is perfect for them, with no judgment, no anything, but a loving consciousness and support to help you do it. So, let's begin.